Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, hello, my name is Dee and welcome back to Dee's Life Vlog. Welcome back. I'm alive. I promise I'm alive. I'm awake. Obviously. I am a human slightly. I have work at 11:30. I do need to leave for the bus at like 11ish. It's currently about 10 o'clock. I am awake and it has been a minute since I've seen or talked to you guys. It's not very coffee. It's whatever. I had some leftover coffee from yesterday that ended up in my fridge that I just left till today. What's up? Oh, hello. The background is obviously very different from what you've been seeing and have seen because your girl has moved. The last vlog that just went up, I had saved for a while. It's been like a month since I've been filming because what is it? It's the 30th, tomorrow's 31st, and then Monday is September 1st. So that means I have off on Monday. It's so nice. But it has been a minute and it is time for us to really get back into the swing of things. I'm back in school. My life has slowed down. I have time to do videos, edits, do study vlogs, all of the good stuff. I am officially back and alive. But hello, hi. I need to get ready for work. So we're going to get ready and talk about where I have been for the past few days and updates on things that are going to be happening on the channel. Nothing too different, honestly, just some things that need to be kind of like admin to you guys, just to let you guys know like what the setup is going to be like. I'm going to keep my usual upload schedule, that's for sure. I want to keep my usual upload schedule because I do like how I upload Sundays and Wednesdays. Well, Wednesdays and every other Sunday. So we're going to get back to that, perpetually doing Wednesday every other Sunday, Wednesday every other Sunday, Wednesday every other Sunday. So I will eventually give you like a look at like what the apartment currently looks like, because we all know that I just moved out of my last apartment to my new one, and let's have a conversation about everything that's going to be going on, and let's start from the top. But also need to get ready. So I've already brushed my teeth, I've had my breakfast, I now have my coffee. I need to get these patches off my face. I will let you guys know what skincare I've been using recently eventually, not right now. Not right now, but we'll give a full look of the bedroom as well eventually. I've been having some acne problems as per usual that I really honestly just need to go to a dermatologist about, but I've just been too lazy and I have other things that need my flipping attention, like work. So it's official, I do have a job. I know that I have been talking about getting a job. If you have been watching the vlogs for a while, I've been getting a job, and I've had a job for a minute and I've kept this job. So my job actually started off temporary, like I was supposed to end this job actually this month, so August. But because of how well I did the job and how much they liked me, I ended up keeping this job because they decided that this was the job that they would like me to have, and they would like me to stay on the team after 2 more people quit. We'll get there. Give me 1 second, let me go wash my face off and then we'll come back. I don't really do a full wash in the mornings anymore. I do just water. It helps with my skin. It's been definitely helping with my skin instead of stripping it of all its oils first thing in the morning. So slippers on. 1 second. Okay, I've returned. I have washed off my face and I pat my face dry. Okay, so I had a job. As we all know, I have been now working in leasing student housing. So if you don't know how student housing works, it's very different than regular housing. We offer usually apartments. We kind of advertise them as by the bed. Leases actually have a set start and end time. The start time is kind of up to anybody and everybody. No, there is no real standard for what your real lease start time is. So everyone's is within the first 2 weeks of August, right before school starts. But everyone's leases always end July 31st. All of my leases have been from August blank to July 31st. I can extend my lease if I want to, or I can move in earlier if I want to, but my lease still starts at the same exact time. Going in with the Volcanic pH Pore Refining Toner. I love this stuff. I love Innisfree. All the products I use are Innisfree. But anyways, back on topic. I now work in that. Now, because everyone's leases start in August and everyone's leases end July 31st, we have a very little amount of time to kind of like refix those apartments after that person has moved out to be ready for the new person to move in the next, 2-ish weeks or so. Which means we're on a time crunch. So I have been working every single day between, I want to say, 8 to 11 hours every single day, starting from July 28th on ending August 17th. So I was at work every single day except for one day that I got sick and got sent home, and 2 more days where I had to go to a funeral and I had to move into my apartment one day after each other. So I had 2 days off, and then once turn officially ended on the 17th, I didn't go to work for the next 2 days because my full body just shut down. I would have regular crash outs. I was working excessively long hours every single week. I was exhausted like everyone else, but they're like, oh, this is fine, this is perfect. But we did in fact just get 2 people to quit. Minimum 2 people quit. So everyone else was just kind of like, yeah, I'm not doing this again. I don't want a permanent position with you people. One, it is a very toxic work environment. That's the first thing. We were overworked. Everyone had no rest and everyone was getting sick horribly. One guy, he got so sick, he had full-on flu poisoning. He was out for like an entire week where he could not be at work. And my boss is like bothering him every single day. Can you be in today? Can you be in today? We have so much to do. No, he's dying dead. But it is what it is, honestly, at this point. But I guess I'm keeping this job until further notice. My plan is to definitely not have this job this time next year. So by the time next August comes around, I will not be working here. Even if I have to like figure it the fuck out, I will not be working here come next year for turn, because it won't be me. I tell you that. But right now this job pays well. It's pretty easy to get to because it's pretty like all accommodating for what I have going on with the school. We'll get there eventually. So I moved out of my old apartment. As we all know, I officially lived at the 931 and have moved into my new apartment. I'm not going to reveal that quite yet. I'll let you know like what the inside of the apartment looks like, but I don't want to tell people where I live. But I lived at the 931. So I lived at the 931. I moved out like July 28ish, and then I started staying with my grandparents. I was supposed to be vlogging that move out, but I literally was moving out in pieces every day after work because I didn't have time off, and my grandparents had so much going on that I didn't have time. Okay. But the thing is, with having my grandparents moving out, is that I would be staying with them for the next 2 weeks until I get to move into my new apartment in Lake City, which is 45 minutes away from Gainesville. So we're driving 45 minutes every day, there and back, there and back, there and back. Within the first like weekish or so of me living there, my great aunt passed away. She is my grandfather's sister, and she ended up passing. She had cancer and she was officially put on the DNR list, and so she ended up passing. Love her to death. Love her. And so that happened the morning before I went to work. So I went to work, let them know, hey, I may have to take off mid-turn because I have a funeral. Thankfully, I was given the option to be able to do that. But I would only get that day off. And then for my actual move-in day, they had already told me, oh, we're probably going to just have you work half a day, even though you have to move in. But thankfully for me, the funeral came around. I went to Gainesville, to Albany for the funeral. We drove 3 hours. We slept there. We left after I left out of work on Wednesday, drove down Wednesday night, funeral Thursday morning, drove back Thursday afternoon, woke up Friday morning, packed all the rest of my stuff up, started moving me into my new apartment first thing in the morning. And I had to argue with my current apartment because usually the way you're supposed to move in is you have a time slot that you can move into, because there's so many people trying to move in on the same exact day, because everyone moves in on the same exact day, which makes it really hard to get everything organized. So they give you time slots. I was given a time slot, couldn't meet that time slot. I had to move in earlier because, like, if I had work, I would have to go to work. So they were like, okay, yeah, you can kind of just move in. We'll let you go ahead and move in since you have work that day, but go for it, queen. And I was like, thank you so much. Much appreciate. Love this for me. So what did I do? Moved in at 11 o'clock. And then at 11:45, I had to also be on call for a meeting. So fun, so nice. So much enjoyment in a day. But it is what it is at this point, okay? So, move in to my new apartment, next day, go back to work, okay? Work almost every single day, and I still have to work because I need this money. I have not been able to have a job, which means I'm behind on doing a lot of things that I wanted to do. One of the things I wanted to do is to finish up my school semester for the year 25-26, but I had a hold on my account. So yeah, I had a hold on my account. I called for almost $14,000 on my UF account, which wouldn't allow me to, register for classes. Sadly, that meant that I had yet to be enrolled for the new semester, but I kind of needed these classes. So what did I do? As soon as I got paid, literally the next day, I paid for my school holds and I registered for classes. So your girl is now back in school. Yeah. Summer's over. Your girl is back in school. I'm back on my bullshit. Excitement, yeah. Excitement. Okay. Last thing. So I have moved to a new apartment. I am now in classes, and now I have a new job. So we are having so much fun. That's just a speed run of everything that's been going on. I have not even talked about how horrible this job is, or how horrible the people that work at this job is. So I work for a leasing company, as we all know, as we've already reinstated. I work for a leasing company. However, I work for a leasing management company that does several that has several properties here in Gainesville. So I work at 2 of the properties here in Gainesville. That's nice. Well, 2 of the main properties here in Gainesville, and then one of them has several properties underneath it, and so I still work over that. So over several properties, but I'm only working between 2 offices. 2 offices have 2 different vibes. Oh my fucking God. So the main office, where honestly the area manager works, is the one that pisses me off. I prefer the other one. So I personally think that the demographic is different for both, even though they're both quote unquote student housing. It's a very different demographic of students, is my personal opinion. So for the main one, you have adult students who are probably getting their graduates. They're getting larger degrees. Their degrees are probably like law, or their degrees are doctors, because we're so close to the Shands Hospital. So, or we're also really close to the law school. So it's like law school, Shands Hospital. Law school, Shands Hospital. You're probably living here at this property because it's closer, and this is a house. This is we advertise it as by the bed leasing, which is what I pay. That's what I currently live as. I just rent my bedroom, and my bedroom comes with the price, and then the common area is just included, and then I share with 3 other people. We'll get to how I am in my apartment momentarily. But overall, yeah, it's just kind of just me and myself and I who pays for the entirety of my lease. Oh, did that fit in the dirty clothes hamper? 1 second. Okay, but we work by the bed leasing, but we actually rent like a real apartment rent, unit by unit. You take over a lease, or if you are in a lease with, if you're trying to have a lease with some other person, it's a joint lease, so you're both responsible. So that's that. You're both responsible for the entirety of the amount. If my roommate defaults on her payments, I am not responsible. But at this apartment, it works like a regular apartment. If one person doesn't pay, that means all of you aren't paying, which means someone needs to cover the other amount. Okay? Okay. Now, because of this, I'm not stressing. Personally, not stressing about my apartment, but other people are. So I enjoy the way the by the bed apartment works, because at the other office, it works specifically by the bed, no questions asked, same way that this one does, while the other one works like actual apartment unit. I'd like by the bed leasing. At the by the bed leasing place, these are actual college students. These are people who are between freshmen and sophomore. They're leaving after they graduate, okay? After they graduate, they're done for. No longer wanting to be here. They're definitely moving out of that apartment, handing it down to someone, or, you know, just getting rid of the apartment altogether. Okay? Okay. So I quite enjoy the by the bed leasing style, because one, demographic is a little bit easier. At the end of the day, I'm talking to your parents. I'm not talking to you. I don't have to deal with you. I'm talking to your parents. Calling mom and dad, because mom and dad are paying for it. Currently, we're in our renewal period, and when I tell you the conversations over the phone is, oh, is this the rate for the renewal? Okay, I'll have to talk to my parents about it. I'll have to talk to my mom. I need to talk with my dad about if I can renew or not. I really want to, but it's up to him, because he's paying for, you know, the bill. Okay. I very rarely have conversations with the actual children unless it's like a maintenance request, or they come into the office to ask for something, because their parents will call for them. Hey, they have this going on in their apartment. What can they do? They need to go be an adult. They need to go on their phone and they can put in a service request. She needs to have this. And whenever we were doing people, like stuff, like getting them set up and stuff, I would let everyone know, hey, you have to have this app on your phone so that we can, one, get in contact with you, and two, because we need to make sure that you can put in a service request for your apartment, okay? Which means that you need to be able to schedule them when you are home, if you would like to be home when it happens. If you have pets, you need to be able to put them away. You have to be informed, not just your parents. You have to be informed, not just your parents, because if you're not informed, you're going to be confused when we walk into your apartment for an inspection that your parents approved of. Exactly. So on and so forth, cookies and crackers, okay? Easy peasy. Times it. Making good timing, people. But yeah. It's just a lot. These people are very interesting. I prefer the one that's closer to the university that does by the bed leasing. I prefer that apartment more, mainly because I just like the vibes. I like the people that work in the office. The manager, I like her more. I like the team that I work with there more, and it's more on par for like what I work with. I already don't like adults, as we all know. Hello. I don't like adults. I very rarely like children, but teenagers are a good medium. So here we are. At this stage in life, I'm in bed by the bed leasing. So that is what my current job cycle is. Now, I have a new apartment. I am currently living with my best friend Tessa, as well as two other girls who I have met now. We've been living together now for almost a month. Not even a month, really, a few weeks. And it's been pretty chill. I quite like my roommates. They're both very nice. I very rarely see them, but it's just kind of like a whatever kind of thing for me that I don't really see them. I'm usually working. They're usually in class. So we're all kind of just chilling. It's very much a vibe. I'll give you guys more of a tour of the apartment eventually, but I want to wait till we all go fall shopping to really take you guys on like a true blue look at, like, you know, what everything looks like. I've been trying to get back into my routines because I'm also now in classes. Yay, 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 yay. So we are going back to doing like our school schedule vlogs, monthly resets, monthly setups. Very excited. So the next video will probably be a August setup for school and all that good stuff, so that we can really get down to the nitty gritty and do all the fun stuff. That's my keys. So, fun. With me, now I'm back in school. Your girl will be back on her bullshit. It'll be fun. You'll like it. You'll like me. On bullshit. So, I gotta keep getting ready for work. But yeah, I am currently living in a nice apartment. Now let's talk about classes. Your girl has now been enrolled in the classes for now, I think a week. Yeah, yesterday was a full week because classes literally started last Wednesday, but I didn't have time to like get my classes until last Friday because I still had my hold on my account. So I started class a little bit late. I'm taking 2 linguistics classes and 2 psychology classes. If you don't know like how my degree is set up, I'm currently doing a degree in linguistics. I just need to put in my preference to do a double major, but I had to wait at least 1 semester to apply to do a double major for linguistics and psychology. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. The trash trucks are here to pick up trash, but I'm gonna wait a little bit longer to apply to do a double major, just because I feel like I don't really want to get into that quite yet. That's just a personal thing. Okay, really quickly, I'm gonna get dressed and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back from getting dressed, but I'm going to talk more about like what classes that I'm doing specifically once I do the setup vlog, which I think I'm going to film tomorrow, honestly, because I feel like that'd be easier to film tomorrow. But I've been chilling, relaxing, and we're going to get back into the swing of things. So, channel rundown. Do expect a lot more of, you know, get ready with me's or get unready with me's. That'll be the main thing because, you know, coming home after school most days I'll be really late since I have classes, and then right after I leave class I usually go straight to work, and then I work from work just to 1 to 6. So I may take you guys on class vlogs sometimes, nothing too crazy, campus vlogs, nothing too unfun or too fun. Day off vlogs because we do get off on holidays, and then I have plans to go. We want to go on vacation at least once this year. Trying to think. Sometimes a haul. Right now I'm trying to go back into really budgeting, so you are going to get some budgeting content. If you have any requests for content, let me know, because I do want to be having fun in general, but at the same time I don't want it to be too crazy. My little, as per usual, Fleur strawberry letter. But honestly, that's just kind of like a life update on everything that's been going on. So, we got school, we've got work, we've got a new apartment. The next time whenever you guys do see the new apartment, it'll probably be like a fall day vlog, part 1 and part 2. Because me and my friends, we want to do like our first kind of like roomie hangout will be like us going to go get fall decor. But other than that, we're just chilling and vibing until further notice. So I hope you guys are excited for all the new stuff coming to the channel and all the new adventures we're going to be going on. I'm tired, I'm exhausted, and I still have to go to work, and I'm going to be at work from 11:30 to 4. So it's currently 10:30, so I'm going to finish up, relax a little bit more before heading out the door, listening to my podcast and scrolling through Pinterest, which is what I do when I go to work, which I probably should just start doing music and reading my books on the bus, because it'd probably be easier, but I don't want to. I would rather scroll through Pinterest while listening to my podcast at the moment. So as soon as I figure out what I want to do, we'll figure it out. But thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you have any questions or any suggestions, leave them down in the comments below. All of my social media is also linked in the captions down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.